Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to solve LeetCode problem number 200, number of islands. So given a 2D grid map with ones which represent land and zeros which represent water, count the number of islands, where an island is defined as a land mass surrounded by water, and you can only connect lands horizontally or vertically. So here's an example. Here you can see that there is only one contiguous piece of land and the rest of the grid is just water, so the output is 1. So the way we're going to do this is with a depth first traversal of the grid, so with a recursion. And so first of all, we're going to instantiate the count of the number of islands, and later on we're going to have to return the count, obviously. So now we're going to implement our recursive function, which removes the island that is found at the index I and at the column J. So at the row I and at the column J. So first of all, here's the base case, because remember that this is a recursive function. So the base case, if we are out of bounds, return. And another condition that can cause us to return without going through the rest of the function is if the current cell is equal to 0, because in that case, we don't have to remove any island because the cell is already 0. Then we need our recursive calls. So here are the 4 recursive calls. So this just go through all of our neighbors vertically and horizontally, and yeah. So now we need to implement the body, the real computation that our function does. So initially we set the current cell to 0, and if we are on our first iteration, we're going to add 1 on count. So what do I mean by first iteration? Well, if we are on a recursive call, we haven't really found any new island. It's just the same island that we found on the first iteration, and now we're just looping through the neighbors. So we only want to increment the number of islands if we are on our first iteration, so we have found a new island. So now we just need to implement the driver code of this recursive function. So essentially just loop through all of the cells of the matrix by first looping through all of the rows of the matrix, and then looping through all of the columns of every row of the matrix. And for every cell, we need to just call our function and remember to pass in 1 as the first iteration value, so that the function will know to actually increment the count of islands. So submit the code so that I can show you that it does indeed work. And that's it for now, and bye.